So we're going to use this number line, and we're going to use it to model moving along an integer path. So if this is like our submarine that we have in that floats and anchors Desmos activity, if you add an anchor, it will move to the left on this line. In the activity for Desmos, it moves down this way. Anchors are heavy, they pull down. A float is something that pulls the submarine up like this on a horizontal number line. Something like a float would be equivalent to something positive, and it moves to the right. So what we want to do is look at this as a way of modeling certain situations. So we're going to look at some examples here. These are from Desmos, and they're either going to go up, down, or be in the same position as the original starting point. So if you start at one position and you end above, then that move is up. If you start at a position and you end below, that is down. And if you start in one position and you end up in the same position, that's exactly what that is, the same position. So let's take one of these that is something that is a multiple move. For example, add 6 floats, add 2 anchors. If we start here, let's say we're at 0, and we add 6 floats, that's going to move us 6 to the right. And then we add 2 anchors. Adding 2 anchors moves us to the left. So that final position is up from our original. We look at it here, it goes the same direction. I would go 6 floats, 2 anchors. Now from this position, if an anchor pulls down, then removing an anchor moves it up. Because anchors are heavy, so if you take off an anchor, it's less heavy, it moves this way. At the same time, if you think about a float pulls up, if you take off a float, it's not pulling as much, it's less light, it moves down. Moves down if you take off a float. So let's look at this example right here where we add 8 floats and we remove 8 anchors. So floats and anchors are opposites of each other, so you might think, well, that's the same position. So what we want to do is we want to use this number line as a way to demonstrate that. So let's start at -3 this time. And we're going to add 8 floats. So if I add a float, I go up 1. It's lighter, so it moves up. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's adding 8 floats. Now it's asking me to remove 8 anchors. So if I remove an anchor, it's going to go up 8 more from here. And on this number line, I'm actually going to lose room. I'm going to run out of room. So I'm going to switch over to this one. So let's say I'm at -4. I removed 8 floats. I'm sorry, add 8 floats. I move up to here. So that's from here. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I'm going to remove 8 anchors. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 anchors. That puts me at 12. That is up from my normal position. So what we have is add 8 floats goes up. Remove 8 anchors goes up. So my final position is up. This one, add 6 floats goes up. Add 2 anchors goes down, but not enough to go past where we started. Okay, now let's look at one more example. Let's say we add 3 floats and add 4 anchors. So add 3 floats goes up. Add 4 anchors goes down. It goes down more than it went up. So this should be a down position. It should be below where we started. And let's test it. So here we are. Let's say we are at 1. We're going to add 3 floats. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to add 4 anchors. That's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's below where we started, so we seem to be on the right track. Hope this helps.